Cold? You sure? Arithmetic progression, AP. All right. Tn, nth term, equals A plus n minus 1 d. Sn equals n on 2.
Bracket 2a plus n minus 1
D.
bracket d.
Correct. And also n over 2.
A plus L.
What does L stand for?
Last term.
Last term and Tn. And Tn. Everybody knows last term. Nobody knows Tn. If I told you it's the fifth term is technically the last term. Why? Because I'm only stopping at the fifth term. Do you get that?
5 or T5?
T5. T5. If I told you tell me the fifth term of a series, you can also say that is technically the last term. There's always going to be more, right? Isn't there always? But if it's the fifth, that means that is technically the last term that you were interested in. Think about that. That means there was a first term, there's a second term, there's a third term, there's a fourth term, and you're stopping at the fifth term. Yeah, that's all. That's the logic. So the harder ones, you'll need L is Tn.
That's you.
That's not me. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. How do we find D?
T2 minus T1.
That's it. And the harder questions usually require D. Not any of these two formulas, the three formulas. All right. I'm not going to do the first few. Let's just scroll down since you guys have. I think you'll be okay with this. Consider the arithmetic progression. 15, 7, negative 1. What is A equal to? 15. A is the first number. What is D equal to?
You said D.
D. Minus 8. So the question says, write down the expression for the general term. What is the expression for the general term? Well, the formula was A plus n minus 1 D. That means that becomes 15 plus n minus 1 D. Sorry? D, how do we find D?
T2.
Second term, take away the first term. So what's 7 take away 15? You shouldn't be asking how do I find D. You've already finished this in school. Like that's basic. You're just finding D. You need to know how to find D and how to find R. Like don't.
Also fraction.
Yes, divide. Divide the second one by the first one. All right. Yeah. 15, take away 8n plus 8. 15 plus 8 is 23 minus 8n. Easy? Find the 20th term. Do you have a book? Find the 20th term. What do we do? Sub in. N equals? Yes. Sub in n equals 20. So that means the 20th term, T20, becomes 23 minus 8 times 20. Whatever that is.
1.
Negative 1? What? No.
No, negative 137.
Negative 137? Yeah, you're right. The sum of k terms is negative 6258. Find k. What does that mean, the sum of k terms? Again, what's the sum formula? The sum of k. So the formula was, as you just said, S of n equals n over 2,
See, I'm at 153.
153.
Yeah.
Is it?
8 times 20 is 160. 160 take away 23 is 137.
I'll put it in the original.
What are we doing around what?
Alright.
15 plus 20 plus 1 negative 8. 15 plus n minus 1. You're at plus 1.
Yeah.
2a plus n minus 1d. That's the sum formula. What does k equal to, what does n equal to k? What does a equal to 15? So that's 30 plus k minus 1 times d, negative 8. Expand, and the sum needs to become negative 6258. So what does this sum equal to? Negative 6258. All right. Can I assume you guys can continue from there? Can we see that it becomes a quadratic equation? Because you're going to expand the k, it's going to become k squared. I'm going to just write continue, because the rest has got nothing to do with this topic. It's just your algebra. Am I going too fast?
No, it's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I say continue? Does everyone understand what I mean by that? You're just going to times by 2, expand the k. Okay. Let's do... I've given answers, by the way. So there are answers on the next page. That's why I'm just rushing through it a little bit, just guiding you. So you can, if you're finishing it off, then I'll wait.
Okay.
You guys finishing it off?
Yeah.
Yep, then I'll just wait. Might as well finish it. Make sure it works out. You just multiply by k back in the case of the way. Now you're going to times one by 2.
Yeah.
That one's wrong. It can't be right because you got the k there. You multiplied it in, didn't you? There we go.
Good math, though.
Let's go. 6258 plus 2. And did you get 13,000? That sounds good. Check it 12,000. Check it. Otherwise, it's going to be wrong. Yeah. I know. I'm lucky. Yep. And then obviously you're going to combine these two, bring them to one side, and just do a bit of formula.
I'm confused.
But you don't need a number.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's got nothing to do with this topic. Are you confused as in wait from the
No,
beginning?
not even this question, like before that.
Okay. Okay. You haven't done series?
No.
Done. I'll start it slower. Done. You're going to promise me you'll memorize your formulas. That's all you got to do for me.
Yeah, I just don't know how you get B.
How I did B.
Yeah. You used the TN formula. Yeah.
Because that's for any. Sorry?
So how do you get to B?
How did I get 23? Oh, good. Leave it. Leave it. Don't stress. I'll start it again. Slower. Everything. Just so to answer your question, but there's 23. Mine is 8n. But don't worry. I will do it again. The whole thing. I'll start from the top. Okay. Let's start again. I'll go slower. My bad. I'm going to start with question 1. I'll get to question 3 eventually. Let's just start from the top again. It's probably better. Maybe I went too fast this time. Find the first 4 terms of the series whose nth term is given by this. So if I wanted to find the first 4 terms, that means I need to find T1, T2, T3, T4. So if I want to find T1, I just sub it in, which becomes 5. T2, sub it in, becomes 9, and so on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any questions on question 1? All right, question 2. What we might do is just copy this. So we have these as our formulas, and we'll paste it right here. And we'll do question 2. All right, so looking at this formula, or looking at both formulas, Sn means the sum. So Sn is going to be used when you're trying to sum the number of terms. Tn is for your nth term, when you're trying to find a specific term. So what letters are usually useful? Well, you'll need A, that's probably a useful one, and D. How do we find A? A is the first letter of the alphabet, so A is also going to be your first number or first term. So what's the very first term in this whole series? So A equals 2. D. D is what we say is called the common difference. D is called the common difference. The common difference is what is your series going up by? Sorry? Yeah, you can do the second term minus the first, or your third minus the second. It has to be the same. Otherwise, if it's different, it's no longer a arithmetic progression. So, but your common difference here is 3. So for A, write down the expression for the general term, nth term. So that means general terms, T of n equals A plus n minus 1D. A plus n minus 1D equals 2 plus 3n, take away 3. The answer is 3n, take away 1. Now you found the general form for any n term, any n. So B says, find the 50th term, T50. What are you going to do? You're just going to sub in. If you have a formula already for Tn equals 3n minus 1, that means if it's T50, it's 3 times 50 take away 1. 149. C. C says find the sum of the first 30 terms. What letter are we trying to find? How come?
I'm gonna die. It's resign.
Okay. Find the sum of the first 30 terms. What's the sum of the first 30 terms? Which formula? Sn, but which one? The first one or the second one? First one, because you don't have the last term.
Yeah.
So you're going to go S of 30 equals n over 2. 2 times A plus n minus 1 D. Plug it all into your calculator and you should get an answer.
Sam, you know how you said, you know how you're saying, oh, just to find the sum of the first 30 terms. Could you start like 30 into the, to get T30 and then do that way? Like you get T30 just the last one.
And then you do A plus L. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by it's good to know that your L is your T30. You get that? That's good.
So
But obviously, by the time you do that, the general idea is, well, you might as well have just done that. But yeah, that's okay. Maybe you can see something. If you can see if this is Tn, which is this, can you see how that plus A becomes this whole inside? That's where it actually came from. This is just what that this was made up after A plus L.
Yeah.
So the actual formula was the first term plus the last term, and then divided by 2, multiplied by the amount of terms you've got. So there it is. Anyways, all good?
Yeah.
Question 3. Let's go again. This is all for what is called an AP. So I mentioned nothing. I just got right into it because I'm used to that with you guys. Look, so there's two kind of series. There's an AP series, which means it's going up by an addition or subtraction. There's a GP, which is going up by multiplying or dividing. And then there is neither AP nor GPs, or both. Good. Most of the state just know the first 3. They forget the both case, and that's one that I like testing a lot. So question 3. A. All right. What does A equal to now? In this AP? 15. What's your common difference? -8. You can't say 8, be careful. It's going down this time. So what's your formula again? A plus n minus 1d. A plus n minus 1d. 15 plus minus 8n plus 8. 23 take away 8n. Finished. Any questions? Part B. Find the 20th term. That means T20. So that's 23 minus 8 times 20. Does that make sense now? Wait, what are you doing in your head? Listen, all you're doing is T of n is this, right? If I'm telling you T of 20, you're just substituting n equals 20. F of x, f of 20. That's what you're doing. Instead of being f's and functions, it's t's for terms.
Yeah.
Literally, same thing. Okay. The sum of k terms is this. That's already the sum. Find k. That doesn't say go and find the sum. So s of k equals k on 2. 2 times a plus n minus 1 d equals -6258. Did anyone actually get k out?
Yes.
42? So let me do it now. K on 2, 30 minus 8k plus 8 equals -6258. K, 38 minus 8k equals -12, what was it, Novak? 516?
Yeah.
8k squared minus 38k minus 12,516 equals 0. I expanded and brought it to the right hand side. And then apparently k equals 42, because the other one I'm guessing is negative. Easy? More equations than it is series. Your series will be literally line 1. That's why I said I can't do much with this topic unless you've memorized your formulas. It's just formulas. If you know your formulas, it's math after that, just algebra. other than loan repayments and superannuation. Those ones you actually need to know the steps. I'll continue.
When we already finished using sequences, they didn't go through the birth and the number as well.
I know, that's why I said most of the states don't know that, which means that's the one that gets tested for state rankers. So those who go out, a little bit more. It's like this year's paper, right? This year's paper had binomial distribution. Everyone's complaining about Bank extension because they're like, well, binomial distribution is not meant to be in the course. But I've taught it to you guys. I still did that anyways. So that a lot of the states were like, probably 99% of the states didn't get it taught. That particular binomial distribution is the way we did it. The ones that you guys really struggled for 3 lessons. I did that on purpose. And that was worth 8 marks. But it's not in the syllabus. So that's why they complain. But it depends on how you read it in the syllabus. If you understand it the way I understood it, I was like, yeah, it's fair game. You get what I'm trying to say? So, same thing. It's not explicitly in the syllabus, but who says I can't combine it? So that's why I teach it. And
Is it like in alternating terms, or is it like?
Sorry?
Is it like alternating terms, or is it like actually?
Pretty much. I can make up one up soon. Okay, can I move on to like question 6 or question 7? I'm just going to move on to question 7. Everyone's ready to start question 7?
Yeah.
Okay. The sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic series is given by this. Calculate S1 and S2. S1 equals 11 take away 7, which is 4. S2 equals 7 minus 14. Sorry, yeah, 11 minus 14. Negative 3 to negative 6. Can you tell me what's so special about S1?
That's too much.
The sum of your first term is the first term, is A. That's a sneaky one that you just have to realize. What's so special about me giving you S1 and S2? You can actually find the common difference now. What did it go up by from 4 to negative 6? Careful. Negative 10. So 4 plus negative 10 will give you a sum of negative 6. So that means your common difference was negative 10. Do you get that? B. Find the first 3 terms. Well, the first term is 4. Second term is? No, we've done something wrong. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Go back. I accepted your thinking, but it wasn't right. 4 plus a number gives us negative 6. So that means this number was negative 10. Does that make sense? So the common difference is negative 14. Yeah? 4 plus another number gives me negative 6. So that means your first term is 4. Your next term is negative 10. Your next term is negative 24. That's better. All good? Rosemary? And find an expression for the nth term. Well, now that's very easy. T of n equals a plus n minus 1 d. And then you can expand if you really wanted to. It's good that he was away. It's good that he was away. It didn't distract you. Done. Any questions? Easy. That's AP. That's the first one done. Let's do the next one. GPs. Geometric progressions. Okay. Exercise 2. So with the GP, it's going up by a common ratio. So the difference between the two is the letter. Common ratio, we're going to use the letter R. R is the second one divided by the first one. Whereas up here, to find the common difference, it was the second one, take away the first one. Whoops, go back. Okay. Your formulas. Tn, A, R, n minus 1, Sn, A, Rn minus 1, over R minus 1. Your teachers will teach you 2 formulas for this one.
Yes.
I will not teach you both. I will only teach you one, because I only use one. So why would I teach you both?
Yeah,
So don't learn both.
I absolutely did one the first way, but it still worked out.
Correct.
So I was like,
It's the same.
yeah.
It's up to you. You want to learn both? Go and waste your time. If you don't want to, you don't have to. S of infinity equals A on 1 minus R. Everybody knows this formula. No one knows this condition.
When R is between -1.
Which one do you think they ask?
This
The second one. The -1 less than R less than 1. It'll say, for this to be a limiting sum, find X.
Yeah.
And to find X, you have to use that.
Yeah.
-1 less than R. So your ratio needs to be between -1 and 1.
You have to assume it's like, or like, no.
Yeah. You got to assume it's it has a limiting sum. Is that what you mean? Okay, that's good. Let's get a question out. Again, find the first 3 terms of these series. So you're just going to go T1, T2, T3, T4, whatever. Just sub it in. That's easy. Let's do question 2. Consider the geometric progression 2, 6, 18. Okay, straight away. What is A equal to? First number 2. What is R equal to? 3. It's multiplied by 3. If you can't find it, if it's a bit hard for you, then you just do this number divided by this number. I say that because yes, there will be some hard ones. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Anyways, I. Write down the general expression. So what is T of n equal to? 2, 3, n minus 1. 2 times 3 is not 6.
Wait, what did you say?
That means do not multiply these two just because your I sees it as the times. Don't forget your index laws. Double I. Find the 15th term, sorry, T15. Easy, triple I. Find the sum, S of 10 equals A, R, n minus 1 over R minus 1. So this n up here is attached to the minus 1. This n is not attached to the minus 1. All right. Easy? Okay. If that's okay, I might go do a hard one and we'll just see how to do this. Or we'll do both, whatever. We'll just see what it's talking about. Am I going too fast? Paste. Okay, how many terms are in this sequence? Okay, how many terms? What letter are we trying to find now? n. So we're trying to find n. Okay, question mark. So that means you must have a. What is a equal to?
0.
A quarter. What does d equal to? 2. If that was hard to identify, don't forget, just do a half divided by a quarter. Do 1 divided by half. Do 2 divided by 1. Do whatever. Divided by whatever. Should work out. Okay, how many terms? Okay. What the? So what do we do? Hang on. Tn. Yeah, what do you mean by that? What would Tn?
For the Tn.
Okay, so A, let me just do it slowly then. Sorry, did I write D? A equals a quarter times R to the power of n minus 1. What does Tn equal to?
Oh, yeah, 2006.
Did you mean that? That's amazing. Remember, Tn is your last term. So you see how you're stuck? You don't have what Tn equals to, but you actually do. It's the last term. Equals to 4,096. Now, a little bit of logs, whatever. I would times this one by 4. So
I got
you could have done, I can see 4,096 is a factor of 4. So you could have just done that, but whatever. I'm not going to. I'm going to use logs instead. 16,384. I times it by 4.
Yeah.
And then log both sides. So I get n minus 1 equals log of 16,384 divided by log 2. And then we're just going to plus 1. I'm just going to give you the answer now.
Yeah, it's
Divided by log 2 plus 1. N equals to 15. Series in your exams are usually worth in your HSC about 10. Not even. I don't know, 10, 100%. Because 5 or 6 marks will be on loan repayments, which is at the end of the paper, like your max min problems. And then 5 or 6 marks will be on these basic stuff. Just plugging things into your calculator, knowing the formulas. Sorry? Yeah, let's do it. Double A. Double A. 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus ... equals 531,000. When I see a plus sign, I'm thinking, and then they're all equal, is it Tn or it's sum? So Sn equals, let's just write it since we're here. Again, the sum we know is 531,440. A is 2. How come you seem to understand it now? Oh yeah, but over the like, you're saying you've done it now at 3-4 weeks, and
Wait, what?
you know how when I just said what's D or whatever, you like,
Yeah, I don't know why.
because it seems like you're getting it now.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should double call this actually.
Yep. 3 minus 1. All right. And then 2 and 2 will cancel out, plus 1, log it. I'm just going to do it all in one go because I think you guys will get this. It's going to be plus 1, so the log of 531,441 over log 3. Sorry? 531,441 divided by log 3. N equals to 12. You're not done. The question says find x.
So you have to type back into like T12.
T12, good job. You want to find the 12th term, that means. So T12 equals to A, R, N minus 1. That's X equals, I'm just going to write equals X. Why would you expand that? 3 to the 11 times 2. 354,294. I thought it would be bigger. Small.
But it would have to be small because it can't be greater than the sign because it's horizontal.
You let your hand there, man.
Really big
I'm just like, I'm just.
No, that's good.
just
That's
rambling.
good. All good? Hiya?
Yeah,
No, you just think like Monday.
All right.
I think English, I was saying-
Applied. Let's look at application questions.
Is it like the fifth one? Like 4?
All right. The first three terms of an AP are this. Find X. What do we do? Question 1I.
You
What's the only thing you know?
AP, B, C, yeah. Okay. You find D first.
Sorry?
You find D first.
You have to go back to the definition of an AP. The definition of an AP is that there must be a common difference. So that means to find X, you have to use this. 4x minus 2x must equal to x plus 15 take away 4x. And then you can obviously see you can find X from that. So there is no formula. A lot of students feel like, okay, do I use the T formula or the S?
Why
Neither.
did you do minus 4x?
Sorry?
Why did minus 4x on the right?
Because
For it to be an AP, what must happen? Not only must T2 minus T1 become D, but that common difference must be the same throughout the whole expression. And just keeps going, right? So your third term take away your second term must be the same as your second term take away your first term, must be the same as your 10th term take away the 9th term. Right? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Done. That's it. Solve. Let's try it again. For it to be a GP, what must happen? Try it. Tell me in this case, what are you going to say?
Oh, which one?
Question 2I.
So,
X on.
my x on, oh, geometric.
Yeah, because geometric now.
X on x minus 3.
Must equal to.
2x on x.
Yeah. There you go. That's exactly how it works. What's wrong?
No, x is cancelled out. So
Yeah.
it's 1.
So X on X minus 3 is 2. Which means straight away you can actually say the common ratio is 2.
Yeah.
But you'll do your math, multiply it over. You guys shouldn't be worried about anything else you do. There you go. X equals 6. Let's see if it's true. 6 take away 3 is 3. 6, 12. You can see it's multiplying by 2. And it's in GP. How do you know to use those formulas? Because you're like, well, it's not asking me to find the nth term, nor is it asking me to find the sum. So you're like, okay, what do I only know about an AP? I know that if I subtract, the common differences have to be the same. What do I know about a GP? If I divide, the ratios must be the same. Any questions? I get a few blank faces. You sure? Everyone's okay? Rosemary?
What did you do the second time?
The question 2I?
Yeah.
It says it's a GP. So I divided. Why? Why did I divide? What's the definition of a GP? T2 divided by T1. It's a ratio one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, no. You sure? Can you give me an example of a GP?
Like the one we did before.
Just anything. Just give me an example.
2,
2. Say again?
2, 6, 18.
2, 6, 18. Can you give me an example of an AP? Doesn't matter. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
What makes this an AP?
It, you plus or minus.
Yeah. So that's how we're getting these definitions. So hold on. What makes this an AP? The fact that 3 take away 2 is the same as 4 take away 3. What makes this a GP? The fact that equals Now, you ready for both?
Yeah, good.
I think I gave this to you guys last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember what to do?
The second number is doubling, and then the first number,
Oh, yeah.
every second one is odd.
Yeah.
So,
it's increasing.
so this is an AP, and the yellow ones are GPs.
Yeah, that's what calamity.
So the only way you could do a question like that, if you were wondering, it has to be done by grouping it. So 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, let's just say there was more terms.
So
That would be your AP. And then technically, if there was a GP, it would be 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus,
so
and then it's very easy.
So is it always the first term? Is it like the first term, and like every first term, third term, that's the AP, and then the second term, fourth term, like 6 times as GP?
Pretty much. I'm going to say yeah to that.
Of a whole system.
Yeah, pretty much. Because then there won't be a pattern, right? Look, you can make a pattern in any way, actually. So I could do this. I could, but it's just, I haven't seen it, but I could do it. I could do this, right? Why can't I do this? Why can't I go 1 plus 2 plus 10 plus 3 plus 4 plus 20?
Yeah, but like you can
Plus-
tell there's something.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, those ones are easy. You can tell like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is meant to be together,
Yeah.
and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, get rid of that.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going. I think we should just do HSC questions. I think it's done for this, because the rest of this is loan repayments now. Yep, and superannuation. Let's just pick out a HSC question. HSC advanced. What year?
Yeah. I was gonna say 2004.
I
know.
We went 2017 first. We'll have time for 2004, I'm sure. HSC exam paper. And you weren't born in 2017?
No.
Really?
I think
Seems like it, yeah. Maybe you should have been.
Yeah, that explains doesn't
Okay.
That's all it's
There it is. That's a loan repayment, 5 marks.
I didn't do rates and changes.
difficult.
And there is your question, 3 marks. So that means it's roughly worth 8 marks in your HSC then. All right, let's go. Let's go. In an arithmetic series, done. You now know it's a AP. The 5th term is 200, so that means T5 equals, and the sum of the first 4 terms is 1200. S4 equals 1200. Oh, that's pretty interesting that they did that. I see what they did, but I don't know if you guys see it yet.
It's like
But I'll tell you what I can see. Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you what I can see. I can see if the sum of the first 4 terms is 1200, and they gave me the 5th term as 200, then that means straight away I know my sum of 5 terms, let's say. Say, things like that. But anyways, we're going to continue slowly. 2017 paper, Rosemary. This is 2017. T5 equals A plus n minus 1 d. S4 equals n over 2 4 over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. We agree with that? Do you guys agree with like how it's just formula based?
Yeah.
So please don't say this topic's hard. It's hard because you have not memorized your formulas. Unless you're really bad with algebra. If you're really bad with algebra by now, you're going to struggle with a lot of your 12 topics. So, okay, continue. A plus 4d. 2 times 2a is 4a. 2 times 3 is 6d. Oh. Subtract, no. Sorry, equals 200. This one equals 1200. All right. Is it fair to say we can solve these simultaneously? Times that by 4. 800. 16. That's a 4. Am I doing this too fast? 16 take away 6 is 10. 8 take away 12 is negative 400. D equals to negative 40. Sub it back into A plus, I think it was a 4D before. So 4D, whoops, 4D was equal to 200. Is that what we said? Yep. And then that becomes negative 160. A is equal to 360. Find the value of the 10th term. Therefore, T10 equals A plus n minus 1 times D. 9 times 4 is 360. It's a nice, simple number of 0. When you finish a topic, I want to keep saying every single topic. I hope it's my last time. If you finish a topic, please just open up HSC papers and just do questions. You said 2004, I think, Ben. Let's look at that now. 2004, HSC Advanced Math. Look for it. Perfect. That's a good one. 5 marks. A little bit more worded. Why did you open here? 2004. There. Open. Scroll down. Stat points, nature, how many marks was it that year? 5, 7. 5 marks for this. And then somewhere towards the end will be loan repayments and superannuation. Let's see, there it is. All right. Yeah, so easy. Anyways, Claire, good old Claire. She's learning to drive. Her first lesson is 30 minutes long. Her second lesson is 35 minutes long. Each subsequent lesson is 5 minutes longer than the lesson before. That means D equals 5, A equals 30. Therefore, it's also an AP. How long will Claire's 21st lesson be? I, T21, A plus n minus 1, D. This is actually 2004. 2004 HSC. All good?
Will that always be the first question?
For HSC, yeah, 100%. Oh, sorry, not 100%. Very likely. Like with the other one, you saw it wasn't the first question. It was kind of assumed that you had to work it out yourself. Nth term, sum of the terms, and then, yeah. Double I. How many hours of lessons will Claire have completed after her 21st lesson? In other fancy words, that just means find. But if you already know that the 21st term is 130, then I'm just going to do 21 onto the first one plus the last one. Make sense? A plus L, instead of going and doing the whole big formula. Yeah, it's just sugar. There's nothing else with sugar than that now. All right. Triple I. During which lesson will Claire have completed a total of 50 hours of driving lessons? That means we want a sum of 50. So S of n, Sn equals to 50. Sn equals n over 2. 2 times A, which is 60.
So we're going to do 50 times 60. Because it's 50 hours and I'm doing it in minutes at the moment.
Yes, you have to divide by 60.
Yeah, 100%. I would have stuffed that up.
Oh,
Rushing. Even double I.
yes. No, that's 21st lesson.
Wait, T21, maybe you're right. I should have taken it easy. 130 minutes.
Yeah.
This one here should have been whatever the sum is in minutes. 50 hours should be 50 times 60. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. 60 plus n minus 1 d equals 3,000. And then can we assume, again, quadratic formula? Can you guys see it's pretty much the same as what we just did before?
Yeah.
We're happy? Done?
What's 6,000 divided by 4?
Done.
All time.
Yeah.